everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today I have the keys to the all-new 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. This model is finished off in radiant red with an MSRP just over $151,000. But let's start off with what powers this all-new V model. Up underneath the hood, you'll find the 6.2 liter supercharged V8. This is paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 682 horsepower around 6,000 RPM and 653 pound-feet of torque around 4,400 RPM. That power sent through the four-wheel drive system. This weighs in right around 6,300 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, 0 to 100 in 10.3 seconds. It has a top speed of 125 miles an hour, and it has a fuel capacity of 28.3 gallons. You'll expect to see around 11 miles per gallon in the city and 16 out on the highway. Let's start off with the massive size for this grille. It's finished off in gloss black for the mesh as well as the surrounds. This also has the Cadillac badge front and center with a forward-facing camera to provide you that extra visibility, where of course this does have LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. And I love the vertical design for the turn signal and the DRL. There's even a forward sensor, which is part of the adaptive cruise and all of that technology. As we work our way to the side, this has a set of 22-inch wheels. Behind these front wheels are 6-piston Brembo calipers. This has power side steps as well, which help you to get in and out, of course. This even has body colored side mirrors. Now this has a massive V badge in the lower section of that door, and there's even ambient lighting on the exterior of the door handles, which is a nice touch to see. And now that leads us to the rear, where this has a body colored spoiler with the integrated third brake light. Now the Cadillac badge is right in the middle, along with the backup camera. There's all the parking sensors. This has LED taillights. This even has a maximum towing capacity right around 8,200 pounds. And then this has the quad tip dual exhaust with the dual modes, which will start up here in just a second. By pushing on this button over on the right side, that will pop open. So if you have some smaller items, you don't have to lift up the entire lift gate to put in those items, which is really cool to see. And then to open up the lift gate, I'll just push on that Cadillac badge and it will open up. Over on this passenger side, there's a 3-prong outlet. You can even adjust all of these seats. So for the third row, if I push on these buttons, you can actually fold down that third row. You do have to have the second row kind of out of the way, of course, but to fix that, I can just double tap this button here, and the one on the left side will fold all the way down. Now you can see there is a lot of space. Now the second row is manual adjusting to put back up. Now before we make our way to the interior, this also has remote start. So let's listen to that supercharged V8. So if I lock the vehicle and then double tap this button, it will come to life. And that definitely sounds really good. Now you can actually shut this off too. You do have to hold that button rather than double tapping it. But for this door panel, this has a very nice design with all the leather, the trim, all the brushed aluminum. It's even on that release handle. All I need to do is pull on this seat on that latch there, and that will pop up. And at 5'10", I have plenty of space to make my way into the back. I even have a lot of headroom too. I have around 3 or 4 inches above my head. So honestly, I could be comfortable in the third row of this. Look at the Alcantara headliner as well, and just enjoy being in the third row. And so all I need to do is pull on this lever on the side, and we can slide this into its normal position, where now we have the captain's chairs. For the second row, finished off in leather. These are actually heated too. Those controls are down below. There's the white piping. Definitely a very comfortable seat. Right in the middle, you have the heated seat adjustments on both sides, along with all the climates right in the middle. So fan speed, temperature, where you'd like the air to go. Just underneath that, you can slide out 2 cup holders. And then for these screens in the back, currently you can see YouTube pulled up at the moment. You can also go through Hulu and a few other apps. And then you can also program anything else that you'd like to add, depending on what you need to put up. We have the addition of all of the window controls, side mirror adjustments. They are power folding too. This even has heated and ventilated seats, lock and unlock. And then looking at these full leather seats, they even have speakers in the headrest, which is pretty cool. The V badge is right in the middle. There's all the piping. These are even massaging seats, so all of those controls are down on the side. But let's fire this V back up. With my foot on the brake, that button's over on the right side, and we can bring this to life. Currently you can see trip 1 along with trip 2. There's even a blank page. Right in the middle, if I push on this, currently it says gauges, which is what you can see right now. Now if I push underneath that, we can go to map. where you can bring up the map in full screen. Just underneath that is the augmented reality camera system. So you can pull that up where it's pretty cool to see. It gives you a little bit more visibility, especially if you're driving down the road. Now the last one is night vision. Of course, this will only work at night. So I'll throw in a clip here of using this at nighttime. I think it's pretty cool, and especially the fact that it actually dims headlights coming at you. So if there's headlights coming at you that are super bright and you really are having trouble seeing, you can look down at the system, still see where you're going, and avoid the bright lights in your eyes. You'll see Tour, Sport, there's also Snow and Ice, Tow and Haul. My mode is a customizable setting. Now this also has an adaptive suspension, which you can raise and lower, and you'll see there are 4 different heights, just depending on the ground clearance that you need, as well as the aerodynamic performance. So if I click on the home icon right now, you can see the split screen setup with audio, navigation, phone, the trailering, vehicle information. You have the rear climate adjustments. You can go into the settings, look at your camera, even my Cadillac. And then on this left side, there's shortcuts to the audio. We can pull up the map in full screen so that we can view it on this center infotainment system. You can easily hook up your phone to this. And then the last one is some vehicle information where you can go through all these stats, just depending on what you need to see. Now underneath that, there's all the climate adjustments, so you can turn this system on and off. You have temperature, fan speed, you can sync these. There's a few other recircs. And then looking at the shifter, the release is on this left side. If I push the shifter forwards, that is actually for reverse. And there are so many different angles, just depending on what you need to see. We have all these shortcuts on the left side. With all of these same settings, basically, you even have the overhead, so you can see around the entire vehicle. There's even a hitch view. We have the guidelines to be turned on and off. There's also a trailer camera system. Now, since we don't have a trailer, it won't activate. Right in the middle is also V mode, so that is going to make everything louder as far as the exhaust goes, and a little bit better for the steering, suspension, as well as the brake feel. And then for the center armrest, if I open this up, this is actually a cooler. So there's a few different settings where you can chill your drinks and have them ready to go. There's also some auxiliaries just in front of that. And then for the glove box, plenty of room for all of that information. Now I have it in the normal mode right now, but we have it in the manual setting too, and I'll give it a little bit of gas. And I mean, it's loud. You know, you can hear it under acceleration, but other than that, it's very quiet. And you could just drive this like a luxurious Cadillac, as the Escalade should. Now, if you push on the V button, it will let the car do the talking. Crazy to see that. Now this weighs a good bit too, and so it doesn't feel like crazy fast, but I will say, like, it moves. No doubt about it, it gets up and moves. This is more get up and move, tow with it, use that power for those situations from second gear. And then when you want to, man, does this thing rip. I'm honestly pretty impressed with this. When I first saw the price tag, 150 grand for this Escalade, I thought that was a bit steep compared to some of the other 3-row vehicles that are available. But when you factor in the size of this too, the third row can hold 3 people. There's not a whole lot of SUVs that are that big for the backseat passengers or the third row passengers, but this is a giant SUV, and the performance that you get out of it, I think I can see the price being justified for this, and just how comfortable it is to drive. This is so nice to be behind the wheel. Let's do one last acceleration here from second. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this walk around review and test drive behind the wheel of this 2023 Cadillac Escalade V. So give the video a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on not only our daily videos, but the other content around this Cadillac Escalade V. And I will see you all in the next video.